Sir, esteemed delegates, respected seniors, elects Technomedia, and my dear colleagues. A very good morning to all of you, and thank you for having me over here to showcase some of the IT achievements of Uttar Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh is the most populous state of India and has a vast geographical area also. So the state is a huge resource base and has a promising potential to become the IT hub of the nation. The state government has already taken bold and affirmative steps towards the path of digital governance. The vision of digital governance is inclusive, fair, easy, transparent, effective, efficient, economic, and eco-friendly. And the best part of it is it has customer experience at its core. This has fundamentally altered the relationship between government, citizens, and businesses. Why I say so is earlier, the citizens and the government used to interact only at an interval of 5 years during elections. But these days, the service delivery is a touch point for the government and the citizens to interact on a daily basis with an inbuilt feedback mechanism. What digital governance does is basically it streamlines the regulatory processes and eliminates the intermediaries so that welfare is directly credited to the intended beneficiary. The economics and governance of the delivery of public services is gradually being changed by technology. In the coming few years, we will see a mass-scale rollout of digital technology based on the JAM Trinity. Now, I will showcase some of the most successful IT achievements of the state. The first one is CM Helpline. This toll-free number 1076 we have a 500-seater call center, and this is a 24/7 functional facility with both inbound and outbound calls. This has IGRS as its backbone. The types of calls that we receive are of the 4 categories. We have grievance, complaints-related calls, information, demand, and suggestions. And what we don't entertain at this call center are RTI matters, court-related matters, other service matters, and grievances against other states. This facility is fully functional at the Cyber Tower, Gomti Nagar. So as I told you, IGRS is the backbone, and these are all the different channels through which public can raise their complaints or grievances. So we have Janta Darbar, PG portal, the online channel, then commissioner channel, department channel, Sampoorn Samadhan Divas, SP office, DM office, and CM helpline. This was formally inaugurated on 4th of July 2019 and has a capacity of 80,000 inbound calls and 55,000 outbound calls. We have a 100% feedback mechanism for all the disposed complaints, where the call center executives, they call up the complainant and ask for their feedback. We also have a mechanism to identify the L1 level official, who is the primary responsible for disposing of the complaint. E-District Portal. E-District Portal is a state mission mode project. This has been implemented in all the 75 districts of the state. Districts are the de facto front end of the government, where most of the government to citizen transactions are being delivered. So all high volume citizen-centric services like birth certificate, caste certificate, domicile certificate, income certificate, they are being handled through the E-District portal. And the front end of E-District is managed by CFCs and CSCs, the common service centers, where village level entrepreneurs play a major part and they are a major stakeholder. They boost employment and entrepreneurship in the villages and small towns. So we have more than 200 G2C services which are notified under the Janhit Guarantee Act UP, and out of these 224 services of 32 departments, 185 have already been made online, And out of these 185 services, 111 have been integrated with the e-district portal, and the remaining services have been integrated with the Nivesh Mitra portal. So till date, more than 19 crore transactions have been made on this portal, and the average monthly transactions are 33 lakhs, and average yearly transactions are 4 crores. So you can see the sheer volume of data which is being handled by this portal. This is the dashboard where we monitor the progress of this scheme at the state level. This was the Jan Hit Guarantee Act, which I already told about all the services which have been integrated with the e-district portal. And we are also developing integration and reverse integration APIs, web services for integrating the respective department portals with the e-district portal. UP State Data Center. This is one of the core infrastructure project of the state, which acts as a central reservoir of data, information, and services. This has an uptime of more than 99% and acts as a shared and co-location hosting facility. Around 250 services of 61 departments are hosted on the state data center. Here you can see the uptime is more than 95% for the CPU, for RAM it's 70%, and SAN usable is 89.08%. The aggregate uptime is more than 90. UP SWAN. This technology is an MPLS model technology which connects 884 points of businesses and has a 3-tier architecture at the district level, tehsil level, and the block level. So in this project, we are closely working with Airtel, who is our system integrator. Umang. This is an application, unified mobile application for new age governance. This enables users to access all the government services through a single mobile interface without the need to install separate applications for the various government services. The state government has already given approval to integrate the PayGov payment gateway with the Umang application. Digital Locker. This is an IT-enabled platform with 2 major objectives. The first is to eliminate the usage of physical documents, and second is enable the sharing of documents across departments. Citizens who subscribe for Digital Locker get 1 GB of free space on a cloud, and which is linked to their Aadhaar. And the organizations who subscribe for this can directly push the e-certificates or e-copies onto the citizens' Digital Locker. The e-district portal, which handles all these certificates, is already integrated with the Digital Locker system. National Center for Geoinformatics. This is a platform for developing GIS-related resources and capabilities for location-based analytics and decision support system. We have a plan to inaugurate it on the 1st of January 2020. Direct benefit transfer. The state government has created a dedicated UP, DBT and Aadhaar cell and a state-level DBT and Aadhaar advisory committee. 126 schemes of 26 departments have been onboarded on the state DBT portal. The total number of direct benefit transfers till date has been around 63,956 crores. And in this financial year, the number of transactions have been 75 lakhs. This DBT portal creates a transparency in all the government schemes and curbs leakages by removing the intermediaries, increases the efficiency of the scheme and the effectiveness of the scheme, and ensures greater inclusion and promotes financial inclusion. The DBT scheme is not only for the cash transfers directly into the account, but it also handles all the kind benefits. This is the dashboard The total number of transactions for this is 36,000 crores, and 128 schemes of 26 departments are using the DBT portal. The common service centers. This is the front end of the e-district portal. So basically, a citizen can go to a common service center and he can access all the government schemes through this center. Presently, more than 75,000 common service centers have been established in the state. These are some of the pictures of CSCs. Aadhaar authentication platform. So in this platform, the various departments have sent their proposals to be registered as sub-AUAs and sub-KUAs, the Authentication User Agency. And Shritron India has been nominated to be the AUA, Authentication User Agency. And the Department of IT and Electronics, they are the ESAs. So using the Aadhaar authentication platform, the departments can verify the beneficiaries using a combination of Aadhaar and biometrics. So they have three options. They can use biometrics or the demographic data, and using this, they can identify whether the beneficiary is a real beneficiary or a false beneficiary. This is the technical architecture. On the policy front, the state government has launched the electronics manufacturing policy and the IT and startup policy to foster a culture of innovation and inclusive socio-economic development. The state government supports startups, helping them in the journey from being a promising idea into a transforming product or service. So recently the UP Investor Summit was organized, and 68 MOUs were signed with a total investment value of 55,000 crores. So out of the 68, 35 MOUs were in the electronics category, 22 in the IT category, and 11 in the startups. These are some of the key investors who have an investment proposal more than 75,000 crores. These are the IT parks with a world-class infrastructure across the state. So these IT parks are in Agra, Meerut, Gorakhpur, Varanasi, Lucknow, Bareilly, and Kanpur. Under the India BPO promotion scheme, the number of seats allotted to the state of UP is 8,800, and there's an additional 50% of the capital expenditure on every seat which is being promoted by the government, which is applicable for the Bundelkhand and Purvanchal region to promote regional balances. UP also has a well-established startup ecosystem. So we have more than 650 DIPP registered startups. In Uttar Pradesh, we have a dedicated startup website, a toll-free startup helpline, and a 1,000 crore fund which is managed by SIDBI. E-Office, this is an online file system to improve transparency, tracking, and efficiently using digital signatures towards a paperless office. E-Office has already been implemented in the Secretariat. E-tendering. So all the tenders in the state are being done online, and approximately 1.45 lakh tenders have been processed till date, and 1.2 lakh crore worth of tenders have been published through e-tender. So there is zero human interaction, and thus it eliminates any possibility of corruption in the tendering system. These are some of the trainings which we do under the capacity building plan. So many trainings have been done for EDMs, for CM helpline, and awareness and sensitization workshops, social media, e-office, e-district, Umang. About artificial intelligence and machine learning, there are many proposals of the state government in pipeline, and we are looking for more and more avenues to incorporate these technologies in our schemes and in the government policies. That will be all from my side. Thank you so much.